Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here in my shop with my son.
Hi.
And Mrs. Jake and I pulled the supers this morning. So I'm going to start harvesting them. And I figured I would show you my quick little setup that we kind of developed over the years that works really well for us and how we do things. So I'm going to start off. We got this wagon here. We use this for moving stuff all over the place, putting supers on, stacking them high from the bee yard and pulling them back here to the shop. What I'm going to use it for in the shop with the harvesting is we're going to put a super in there so I can take a frame out and come over here. This is my uncapping station. I'll actually flip this around because I'm going to be on this side of it. I'll get to that running. So then I'll set the frame on the back here, uncap it. Any wax will fall into there. Then that drain, the honey will drip out of into that bucket. And with this mesh, I've basically created kind of a sieve like this. And then this here is something I'm going to try. This is actually for epoxy flooring for getting air out of it. As you can see, there are a whole bunch of spikes. So I'm hoping running that over the frames gently will uncap them for us a lot quicker and maybe won't have such a mess in here. Because once all the wax is in here, you got to let it sit for quite a while to drain out into the other bucket. And then we cover this and keep bugs out of it, and flies and bees, we'll keep that out. But then we go over here to our spinner, which this year we got a new one. It's electric, so no more hand cranking, but it's an 8 frame for medium and 4 deeps will fit into this spinner. So what's cool is we have little switches on each side underneath each of these lids. So the lid has to be shut in order for this to turn on. And you got your speed control here. So we'll turn that all the way down to 0 and it'll slow down. So this is an AC to DC converter in here, and that converts that current from alternating current to direct current for this DC motor. So you can spin it as slow as you want, and you can get super fast. So we're hoping to fill this up with 8 frames every time, and hopefully it'll increase our, I don't know, efficiency? That's what I'm looking for. So you got your double sieve action there, double sieve. That's all we do. We don't filter, we strain, which a double sieve is a strainer. And by the way, this also has an e-stop. So we're going, hit the e-stop, that's gonna kill power to this. And this will slowly stop. So if for some reason you got some issues, there you go. But then they provide a magnet here. It goes on there. Let's see if we can see the brand real quick. Brand, Vivo, right there. Vivo's the brand. It's got some water spots. I was just power washing this earlier today. He wants to dance for you. He is a goober. Here we go. There's all the supers we pulled. There's really not a whole lot of full frames in here. There's a lot of empty frames. But we had to pull them to get them ready for fall so we can start feeding them. It is going to be a hard winter, and the fact that they're not going to have a whole lot of natural food. I mean, they've got a lot already in their brood boxes because I did the deep and medium. They've got a lot of food already, but I want to really feed them and make sure that they're ready. And we're definitely going to be pink foaming them and doing our black wrap again this year. And he wants to show you his dog. That is Muffle. She's deaf, so her name's Muffles. She goes off of hand signs. She's looking at me like, get this human off of me. But I love him anyway. So I'm going to get to harvesting, and I will probably show you guys that working, and we'll see how it goes. There you go. Now it's recording. So here is that epoxy roller. And so far I'm liking it because all it's doing is poking holes right in that cap. They're a lot less of a mess for me. Really fast. Oh yeah, it's a lot less of a mess.
It's a really not a mess.
There we go, it just undoes it.
Like
You're supposed to show that, son.
It's like not a mess at all.
So yeah, so we basically just go over it like this, like you're painting.
Wait, could you stop for a second?
Hold on.
I want to show them the bee.
Look how easy it does that.
I want to show.
All right, so here's our first time with this. Let's go pull the e-stop up. Power on, I'm gonna start out slow. because I don't know if this will wobble much. No, it's actually staying pretty well. Some centrifugal force going here. This seems pretty good. Getting some honey going. I have 8 frames in this. I don't have this bolted down to anything. I think I'll build a big wooden frame for this eventually. So right now I'm running about 40%. Huh. Nice. We'll see how long this takes. So now what's going on, the frames, where they're oriented, the top of the frames are towards the outside. And then your comb, remember, so say my hand is the top of the frame, your comb is angled up like this. When they put honey in the comb, it holds it. So the top of the frame facing the outside, the centrifugal force is going to force all that honey to the sides of the extractor. Like you're seeing there, all that honey sitting the side, or hitting the side. That's what we want to see. Now what will be better is when this is done spinning, and we have honey coming out there. First honey of the year going into the double sieve. Nice. That is so beautiful. What I really love about this is I could slowly keep turning the dial up and it stays not wobbling. Oh, honey. Yeah. Slowly as they empty out, just turn them up more and more. And you'll get a lot more out. It's pretty cool. Not sure how I got propolis on the inside of there, but I did. There's a chunk of it right there on the inside of the lid. Yeah, I got propolis in there. But I love this thing. It's a Vivo 8 medium frame, 4 deep spinner. I'm excited about this. This is making it so much easier. So this is after using the roller and spinning it out. There's like nothing left in there. I'd say this Vivo spinner is doing a great job. All right, well, just got done with this year's harvest. It's probably our worst year ever, and I'm gonna blame the drought. Out of all them supers, you'll never guess how much honey we got. Because believe it or not, half of those frames, if not more than half, were totally empty. A few of those boxes were completely full. But it was a bad year. So let's recap. Our first year we had just over 3 buckets, so that's over 15 gallons. Last year we had about 7 buckets of honey. This year, look at this. We have a bucket and a half of honey. A bucket and a half. If that doesn't tell you the state of the drought right now, I don't know what will, because we just didn't have the rain this year to get a honey harvest. For us, the bees have honey. We're still going to feed them though, because I want to make sure they survive winter. We've got a lot of great colonies right now doing awesome. So I'm hoping to keep those genetics carried over to next year, because we haven't seen any mites. We have seen some hive beetles. Really no mites at all that are concerning anyway, numbers wise. So now it's final prep before winter hits. We should be getting temperature wise to do formic acid treatment, which is a organic compound that bees actually make naturally. So it just is a little bit stronger in the aspect it'd kill mites, but not the bees. Some bees might have issues, but it's not going to be detrimental to the colony. It's pretty common practice. So yeah, we'll treat soon and do a lot of feeding as much as I can before winter hits. There's kind of a sugar shortage in my area too. I can only find 8 4-pound bags of sugar and 1 20-pound bag out of both Walmarts. and the other grocery stores in the area. So might not be that great of a year, but I've got 12 colonies so far going into winter, and I'll keep giving you guys updates. And if y'all have any questions or concerns, give me a holler. I'll help as much as I can. All right, pray you're doing well whenever you are, wherever you are. If you're a beekeeper, I pray your bees are doing good and that they're getting ready for winter. And if you're in the part of the world where they're just waking up from winter, I hope they do a great job this year and you have a good honey harvest, and hope things go well. All right, love you guys, and talk to you later. Bye.